Hello guys, and welcome again to Esiwa Kago YouTube channel. And today is another day that the Lord has made for us to be here to get to listen to more of what I'm gonna say, because today I would want to give a solution to a single mother, a single father who might find themselves here in America, or even people who are in America today. So before we go ahead, have you subscribed? If you haven't done yet, please go ahead and do so that we get to inform you, to inspire you, and to encourage you, because that is the purpose of this channel. It is none other than to inspire you, to encourage you, and to inform you. How? By the kind of information that I'm gonna give out next. It is to inform people, for example, people who come here and find themselves in America and wonder how they're gonna make it through while they are single parent. And we know here bills will never let you be a single parent. Like, you have to work and you have to feed your kids, you have to pay those bills and stuff. So basically you have to find a living. And how are you going to balance all this? First, we know very well you cannot leave your kids at home by themselves if they are not of age. So how are you now supposed to work if you cannot leave them home? So this is where Esiwa Kago comes in, so that she can give you tips that can help you to navigate here in America. You're gonna be working, you're gonna be taking care of your kids, and no problem will ever find you. So of course God will also help you, because God is our greatest helper. And what am I here to talk about? So there are jobs that you can work in America at the comfort of your home. What are these type of jobs? So number one, we have something called foster care. Fostering is where you get placement, or you are given kids to stay in your home and you become a foster parent. A foster parent or parent, whichever is your pronunciation, is when you have kids that are not biologically yours, but they come from an agency or an organization where kids are taken to, or a foster home, foster agent, where kids are taken to when their parents cannot be able to give them the care that they need. Why and how? Some of these parents, they lose their kids to the agency or the organization, which is in fact a government plan or program. And one reason that would make a parent to be to lose their kids to foster program is drunkenness, drug abuse, imprisonment, and so many other things, even death, that might lead to a child ending up into a foster care. So all these kids that end up there, they require someone, or they need someone who can take them to their house and make them one of their family members, whereas you're not supposed to separate these kids with yours, since for the fact that they are not your biological kids. You cannot treat them any different with your kids. So whenever you get these kids to come to your home, and this is something you can apply, and remember, they don't care if you are a male or a female. It doesn't matter. Anyone can just go there, apply. Once you do the application and you pass what we call background check, and you have to pass also the fingerprints. That is part of the background check. And you do not have any other felony in America or anything that would restrict you from them giving you the placements. And when I say placement, I mean like them giving you the kids to come and live with you in your house. So this is the way to do it. First of all, you have to pass the background check. Secondly, you have to have a home that has all the utilities running, and you have to have a home that shows you are able to pay, or you've been paying your house, and it is recommended that you are not in any government help program, meaning you are able to take care of yourself, and that interprets to you can be able to take care of other people. How? Financially. I mean financially. So, excuse me. So, the requirements, the next requirement gonna be you are a U.S. Citizen or resident, and that way you're gonna prove it with some green card or citizenship if you have one. But even if you are a green card holder and you find yourself here and there is nothing, you cannot work any job because of the restrictions, you have little kids, this is something you can do. But never ever treat these kids as a paycheck. You should always treat them as your own kids, because you know what? Even though they reimburse you, there is the daily reimbursement. That means they're gonna be paying you some rates, daily rates. That is money, daily money, to the one that is supposed to be meant for taking care of these kids. Of course, together with everything else that goes on inside your house. That means bills, paying the rent or the mortgage and stuff, buying them clothes. So never ever treat them as a paycheck. And by this I mean never ever treat them differently with how you would treat your own kids. When they give you these kids, they want you to take care of these kids the same way you would take care of yours. That means going to school to register them as your own kids, and keeping all their appointments. If they have school games, you have to take them. If they have to go to hospital, you have to take them. Like you are the mother, you are the father, you are the parent of that child. And you should just take care of them, everything included. So the best thing about them is that you are not going to pay the insurance that they're going to use. Why? They have their own insurance through the government. You ain't going to pay for their therapists if they need some, because that one is provided by the government for free to them. And another thing, you won't pay, of course, you won't pay for their school fees, because definitely in America, most of the schools are free unless you go to the private sector. What other thing you need to do? Nothing. Okay, so that is foster care, and you can get as many kids as your house can hold, and each child will be being paid. You will get paid daily pay for that child, and these rates, they are somewhere between $25 a day per child all the way to $150, and that is in Kansas. I'm not talking about any other state because I haven't been to another state that I can talk about. I only want to talk about something that I know. So that is the daily rate, and the rate depends with how much care are you gonna be giving these kids. Why? Because these kids also have needs, and some of them, they are still in trauma. They are still in trauma, and they will somehow be under medication to control it, and others don't. So depending on what type of care you're gonna be taking for this child, others are little babies, it's gonna determine how much you're gonna be getting paid per day. But I repeat, remember, this is not like a usual business. You should always remember to treat them with love, to treat them with kindness, and to treat them, not to treat them as a paycheck. Okay? So, number 2 thing that you can do from the comfort of your house, of your home, this is called shared living host provider. Shared living host provider sounds like almost the same thing with foster care, but here you're gonna be dealing with adults and kids. It doesn't matter the age, there is no age limit. With the foster care, these are kids. With shared living provider host, this is where you will be providing a house or sharing your house with people with disability. And you can get up to 2 here in Kansas, and they're gonna be living with you in your house. What is the difference between the kids, the foster care and shared living? With shared living, you might get someone who is totally unable to take care of themselves, and you be the one taking care of them. These people, usually they are in group homes here, where we go to work for them or with them at a group home where they are grouped, as many of them, like 3-4 in a house, where they have each their own room. And this is the same thing that is expected when they come to your house. If you get 2, you have to make sure you have your kids' rooms, and you also have 2 separate rooms. But with foster care, it is much better because 2 kids can share the same room. All you need to do is to come up with what do we call it? Bunk bed. The one that has the lower bed and the upper bed. And they have to be the same gender. With shared living, they have to have their own room, because you see, most of them will be adults. And even though they are not adults, there is a rule that you have to have them in separate rooms. Okay? So, here is the thing about shared living provider. You will have to have accessible rooms or accessible bathrooms. What do I mean by this? I mean, like, you will have to have rooms where they don't struggle to get in, meaning you might not be living in a house that has upstairs or stairs, and there is a way you have to make sure your entrance looks like the main entrance to your house. If it is not accessible, like wheelchair accessible, because remember, I always tell you that here in America, you have to consider people with disability a lot, all the time, because this is a way of showing them that you respect people with disability. There is no way you can have an entrance that has stairs, and you know that person won't be able to climb the stairs. So you will have to make your house. It doesn't have to be your house, by the way, people. You can rent and do this. So you are not required to have your own house. This is why I'm telling you this, because it is something you can do as soon as you hit America. Okay? So you will have to modify your entrance to fit people with disability. Remember, these people have disability and they might not be that much mobile like we do. They cannot be able to climb stairs. Others could. So if you don't want to make all these alterations to your house, and mainly because this is a rental house, there is something you can do. When you go to choose the people that you would want to have in your house, you can tell them, because of the nature of my house, I would just want people who would be able to walk up and down the stairs, so that I do not have to move to another house that will accommodate them. So these 2 jobs, I'm pretty sure You do not require anything like a qualification other than what I just said, because you will have to run your background check. So you have to be very, very clean, and you will have to do your fingerprints, because any job that you're dealing with human beings here in America, especially kids, fingerprints must be done so that they get to know if your fingerprints, they are showing like someone who has had felony before. This is America. They do thorough search. They don't take chances. So with shared living, also you'll be the one to be taking these individuals to and back. Some of them don't even stay in your house all day long. They go to something we call daycare, where they go and they do some activities. They have people there taking care of them, and all this is taken care by the government. So they will get out in the morning and go to daycare, and they will come back at the evening around 3 or 4. So in between, you will be by yourself in your house and you still get paid. So this is something you can venture into, and there is the daily reimbursement of these people. And here in Kansas, it ranges between $77 per day all the way to $150 or $60 per day. So it all depends with the level of the care they need. Some will be fed through tubes. I almost said YouTube. That is how I love YouTube. So some of them will be getting fed through tubes, and if it is such kind of a person, the pay is higher than a person who just does their own things. They can feed themselves, they can walk to the bathroom and have shower, they can dress themselves and stuff. Remember, I told you it is people with disability, and some will even be unable to dress themselves, and you will have to dress them. Why? Because somehow most of them will lack intellectual ability to be able to make judgments or define things, or be able to know what they are supposed to do when. And it's okay, because that is where we come in to help them. Okay, so like I was saying, these people, according to how much care level they need, that is how much money you're gonna be paid. And I said with fostering, it's somewhere between $25 all the way to $145 per day. And with shared living, you're gonna be getting anywhere between $77 all the way to $160 per day. So this is in Kansas, not any other state. If it is in any other state, maybe it's different. I'm just giving the rates that I know of, something I can have an evidence of. So I'm not talking about any other state. So if you find yourself here in Kansas and you think you won't be able to go to work because of this and that, this is something you can do. And Esiwakago will be here to direct you and even inform you more about it. So up to this point, I am done with this topic, and I wish you all the best. Maybe you're gonna see this or watch this when you're in America and you don't know what to do as a single mom. This is something you can do. This is something you can do in any state, I believe. But maybe some states it's harder than others. But I'm only saying this is something anybody can do. Even if you're not a single parent, you might decide to be staying at home, working from home, and this is something you can do. But before I leave, just remember, all these people needs to be shown love. If you don't have adequate love, don't go for it, because some people will not do well living with others in their own house. But if you have a big heart, this is something you can definitely venture into. And it has satisfaction in a way that you are helping them and you are earning from it. So if this is something you feel you can be able to do, do not hesitate to call me. I will direct you how to do it if you get here, if you find yourself here in Kansas, or if you get to watch this video and you are watching from another state and you think this is something you would want to get into. So why don't we say, Bye bye. And don't forget to keep on keeping on Esiwakago YouTube channel, where we inspire you, we encourage you, and we inform you about so many things that you would want to know in this life. Bye bye, and God bless you.